I am Human Resources Manager up here in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan. And we are going to talk a little bit about Paylocity this morning. So I know that we have a large group today, so I think that we will rely mostly on chats. But first, I wanted to know if anyone had any issues with creating your account and with clocking these last few days. We started clocking on Monday, so they haven't heard much feedback. So I'm assuming it's going pretty smoothly, but let me know if it's not, and we can troubleshoot, kind of any issues that you may have. And then the second thing before we get started, I just wanted to let you know while you are in your account and looking around in your employee self-service portal, I just wanted to let you know that, Michelle, that's exactly what I was just going to talk about. So we're still working on a lot of the back end things. So your PTO and vacation time and all of that hasn't been loaded yet, or we haven't loaded supervisors in that. So that's what we're currently working on. So right now you guys are strictly clocking while we work on getting kind of the back end information into the system. So going into June, we should have everything pretty straightforward, but that's why you're not seeing your PTO and things like that right now. So good question, and actually perfect timing because I was literally about to say that, Michelle. So I wanted to show you a little bit through the system, and Carrie is going to answer or help me with any chat questions that you have along the way. So thank you, Carrie. And so let's get started. And yeah, here we go. So just as a fair warning, I am not a great trainer. And also I get really nervous with public speaking, even if it is electronically. So bear with me if I talk really fast or, I forget my train of thought. That's why.
You're doing fabulous so far. So just keep it going. Okay, we got your screen.
Okay, so I am in, just your normal login. I'm going to so I have two logins, which makes it super fun for me. One is the administrative login, and then the other one is my employee self-service. So I'm going to go into that one first. Okay, so this is kind of what you guys are all seeing right now, and I just wanted to take you through some of the pieces of it. So if you haven't played around with it very much, this is kind of the main page of your employee self-service portal. So, here's where you'll see your pay information, upcoming check information. This is where you'll see your time off information, employment. If we have any tasks for you to complete, it's going to be here. News, if we have any interesting things we want to push out to you, that could appear here. And so this right here, your time entry clock, this is where I think most of you have been clocking in and out at. And you can launch your time and attendance through here, or you could do it through this drop-down menu here and go down to time and labor. But this is where you can see your timesheet. I don't clock in and out, so mine's not going to look exactly the same as yours, but this is where you would see all of that, or going into my timesheet as well. So the next thing I wanted to show you is requesting some time off. So you could do that right through here. You could do that where in that link I just had the launch time and attendance through there, but since it's right here, I'll show you. It's really straightforward. You just hit submit time off request. And then right here in this time off square, you put in your type of time off you want. So we have a couple different options. Most of it's going to be, if you're requesting vacation time, you'll choose that bucket. You'll put in the time frame that you want, and then or any notes that you want, and then you hit submit request. And then this is going to trigger two things. So it's going to get sent to the time off calendar for administrators to see. So it's a total calendar of all the time off everyone in the company has requested. And then it's going to be sent to your supervisor for approval. Okay. So the next thing I want to show you is this user access right here. So under user access and preferences, this is where you can change your password. This is where you can change your challenge questions if you need be. Change if you want to see the time and labor versus your employee self-service portal when you log in. And then this is the notification. So when you submit a time off request and your supervisor, approves it or denies it, any messaging that goes to you from Paylocity is going to go to these options. So you can have it sent directly to you in the system. You can have it sent to your work email, or you can have it sent to your personal email, or a combination. So whatever is most convenient for you, that is how you get to it. Okay. So then the next thing I want to show you in the self-service portal is this cool new thing that we have called impressions. So this is kind of like a social media type award system. So anyone in the company can award anyone an impression. So we aren't expecting you guys to use it, but it is a fun thing to do. So I'm going to pick Carrie, and I am going to award her this outstanding badge. You do outstanding work going above and beyond, Carrie. So good job. I'm going to send. And then Carrie will be our first impression. So that is right there. So if you have anyone that you want to recognize, or somebody helped you out with anything, this is a great tool to do that, because it can be seen company-wide. So if you really want to recognize somebody, anyone can recognize anyone. And it's just a nice, kind of team building tool. So we have all of these options right here: customer satisfaction, efficiency, if they're a good mentor, team player, a thanks, a top gun, which is nice. And you can change your comments too. So that is impressions. I think it's a cool little feature that we have on here. So I'm going to go back. Oops. Apparently I can't use technology.
Sarah, we did have one quick question.
A quick pause with Paylocity just to see if you guys have any questions, or if anything had come in while I was gone, or we could use the rest of this time to kind of just to generate if you guys want to see something additional, or if you want me to go into the administrative side and show you some of those features too. I can definitely do that. So Katie, do we have any questions come in?
Yeah, there's one question from Kathy. The time off request is working now. It still does not give an option of type in the drop down.
I'm sorry, I accidentally had it on mute. Can you say that again?
Oh, can you guys hear me?
I can. My computer was on mute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the question was, is the time off request working? It still does not give an option of type in the drop down. This is for Florida Sunstar.
So I was able to submit a time off request through putting in that time range, that date range. But Michelle Mers had told me that there was some issues with actually requesting the time. So it might be an issue of the time not being loaded in there. So for right now, if you have any time off requests, maybe just email it to your supervisor, or to like Julie or Michelle or myself, and we can enter that in for approval until we can get the time loaded. And in the meantime, I'll reach out to our implementation specialist just to let them know that's happening, and if they're, if that's normal, or if it's something that they need to fix on their end.
Great. And then Jeanette asked, does time round up or down? If she clocks out a few minutes after 5, does she need to keep track and account for that?
So it's going to round to the nearest 15, just like it did previously.
Great. That was a great question. Cindy asked, can the Premier offices use the mobile app to clock in and out?
Yes. So the mobile app is there for you to use. So I have it on my phone too, so you can clock in and out. You can do everything on the app through the that you can do through the self-service portal. So the app is a good option, and you can definitely use it to clock in and out. Just be aware too, though, that there is the location on it too. So if you are going to clock in and out, make sure you're doing it appropriately. I know everyone is. I just wanted to give that fair warning.
Great. And apparently the system married off Elon in Ohio. It's showing him as married, and he is not. Should he change that?
Congratulations, Elon. Yes, yes, you can change that. If you have issues changing it, let me know and I can change that for you.
Great. And Sherry out of Cascade in Grand Rapids, Michigan said she did do a time off this morning and it did work in Michigan. So that's good feedback.
So let me see if it's just maybe a Florida company ID issue.
Okay, great. And of course, JD, I'd be more than happy to give Jeanette an impression for a great question.
Please do.
CJ out of our marketing group asked if you complete a manual punch, like they explained in the tutorial, when you miss the punch, does that notify your manager to go back and adjust to the correct time?
So that's a good question, CJ. I don't know if that notifies it, but if you have a missed punch in there, that does notify, or that should notify your supervisor. And I don't know right now if we have Tracy set up as CJ supervisor yet, so I can't ask. I don't know, Tracy, if you do see that.
No, in fact, when I'm scheduled to kind of reach out to you offline because I only see Judy Graciosi in my team.
Yeah, so I know Michelle went in and did a lot of the Florida employees to supervisors. Michigan and Ohio haven't gotten that far yet. So that is our next step, Julie and I, to do so. But if you do have a missed punch in the system, that should alert your supervisor once that's set up. Right now, I can see that. So if you do have a missed punch, or if you're concerned that, like the manual punch didn't work appropriately, let me or Julie or Michelle know, and we can look it up and fix anything that we need right now.
Yeah, and I think because this is so new to all of us and we're still all figuring it out, kind of how I'm working with my team is, hey, let's just, before the pay period ends, we just got to double check everything. If anything's missing, we'll make certain that it all gets in there so that there's no issues with anyone getting paid on payday.
Yep, perfect. Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, that's all the questions in the chat. Does anybody else have another question? I think this is going to be a great system, and we know that change is not always easy, but we really appreciate everything Sarah and Julie and Michelle are doing to get this fabulous new system up and running. And there may be, a few issues a few bumps in the road along on the front end, but just reach out to your supervisor or to HR, and they will be sure to get that fixed right away. We did have one more question from Suzanne out of Florida West Coast. She said, why are emails she's sending showing up as being from Paylocity?
Oh, that's a good question. Are you sending them from your normal account, or are you sending messages through the system?
Susan, you can go ahead and normal account.
Okay, that's a good question, Susan. I have no idea. So I'm making a note of that right now, and I will find out. Can you forward me an example too, maybe? That might help narrow down some troubleshooting issues.
She said, okay. Sure. So that'd be great, Susan. We'll get that fixed.
Yeah, that's really weird. So that should not happen. We'll figure it out.
Oh, I love weird tech stuff.
Oh, good.
So it's so fun.
Partner with Carrie.
That's right. Great. Well, any other questions? Well, thank you, Sarah. I think you did an amazing job, and we'll keep you training more and more. Don't worry. We'll get you comfortable with it. You're doing fabulous. And thank you guys so much. Thank you, Sarah and Julie, for your time. Michelle wanted to be on, but she had to take care of a family issue, so she was not able to be with us. But if you're in Florida, feel free to reach out to her on the system or to Sarah and Julie. And I wish you guys a great Thursday. Happy long weekend coming up. Hope you get some downtime and relaxation over the weekend with your friends and family, and hopefully some sunshine. So enjoy the long weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Carrie.